The Unholy is directed by Evan Spilatopoulos. This is a drama horror mystery movie. The Unholy stars Jeffrey Dean Morgan as reporter Jerry Finn, Cricket Brown as Alice, Katie Azelton as Dr. Natalie Gates, William Sadler as Father Hagen, and Danny and Sonny Corbo as Toby Walsh. This movie is rated PG-13 for violent content, terror, and some strong language. This movie would be okay for anyone who's 18 years of age and older. The movie has a runtime of 1 hour and 39 minutes. The Unholy was released in theaters on Friday, April 2nd, 2021. A 17-year-old girl named Alice, who cannot speak and is hearing impaired, starts hearing voices and is visited by the Virgin Mary at a certain tree on church grounds. All of a sudden, Alice can hear and speak, but that is not all that has happened to her, as she can also heal the sick. After healing a paralyzed little boy, the video taken of the event goes viral on social media. Now, people from everywhere are flocking to the town of Banfield, Massachusetts to witness her miracles and be healed by her. But her uncle, Father Hagen, who runs the church, Dr. Natalie Gates, who is Alice's doctor, and another priest and reporter, Jerry Finn, realize that things are not as they seem. As miracles are happening, other terrifying events are unfolding, and the four adults believe that this is not the work of the Virgin Mary, but instead something much more sinister and satanic. Okay, that's the summary synopsis of The Unholy. Now, here are my negatives. First off, this movie could have had a lot more horror and scary elements to it if it had been rated R. Like, I'm talking about a hard R. Instead, we get a PG-13 rating. That is where a lot of horror movies are failing these days. What do I mean by that? Well, they water down the script and tone of their films to give it PG or PG-13 ratings. They don't care about the quality of the movie they are trying to make. They're just trying to get asses in the movie theater seats. I realize they are also trying to appeal to a younger audience, but hey, if teens want to see it and parents and guardians say no, they are too young, then make them do what I and many others had to do when we were children and teenagers, and that is wait till you're old enough to see it once it hits the store shelves. I thought the story could have used some polishing. It was good, but there are ways they could have made it even better. As far as the scariness of the movie goes, it wasn't scary. It was just jump scares, no genuine scares, nothing to keep you on the edge of your seat. The characters were bad except for Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but even his performance was lacking in this movie, and I have seen him in other things, and he is a great and talented actor and knows how to perform, but in this, let's just say he won't be winning any Golden Globes or Academy Awards for this movie. The character of Alice, played by Cricket Brown, was to me boring, and she was very monotone. There was only one time in the film where she actually raises her voice in a sort of angry tone, but then she goes right back to being monotone. Then there is Father Hagen, who is played by William Sadler. His acting was okay in this movie, but nowhere near the talent he has displayed in other movies and TV shows. I mean, he was the President of the United States, President Ellis, in Iron Man 3, and then several years later he returned to the same role as President Ellis in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But in this movie, his character, Father Hagen, has emphysema or lung cancer or tuberculosis in his lungs from smoking too much, and in the movie, Father Hagen starts coughing violently and collapses in front of Alice, who uses the power of Mary to heal him, which heals his lungs completely. And then, in a few scenes later, we see him alone in a church basement all by himself, and he starts smoking again. Really? Seriously? You just got your lungs back. You just got healed. No more violent coughing episodes, and this is what you do after that? You start smoking again? Really? There was hardly any music in this movie except for the songs that Alice was listening to once she got her hearing back. At times we do hear some orchestral score music, but most of the film I heard nothing as far as score music goes, unless it was just so low that I couldn't make it out. If that was the case, then maybe when they put the music in or edited the film together, they needed to turn up the volume a little bit on the music track. The score was composed and conducted by Craig Robolewski. But really, other than that, I mean, it was almost like a silent movie. And oh boy, now we get to talk about the visual and special effects of the film. The effects looked like utter crap. I've seen movies in the 1990s when CGI digital effects were just getting off the ground, and in those movies the effects look 100% on point. In this film, it looks like someone took a crash course in VFX at a community college and basically made the effects in one day. I mean, my gosh, if you have a movie with a demon or something like that, at least try to make it look 50% decent. The visual effects in this movie just plain suck. I guess since this movie was made mostly during the pandemic before they really enforced the quarantine lockdowns, the filmmakers just thought, oh well, since everyone's at home, they will watch anything, so it doesn't matter if the effects look great, they will still watch it. If that was their thinking, then someone needs to slap them all. Those are all my negatives. Now here are my positives for this film. This movie was filmed on location in Sudbury, Massachusetts. I love movies that film on location more than movies that are filmed on or in studio sets. The real life set locations give this movie great authenticity and it looks amazing. Besides the sort of okay performance given by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, the best acting was done by the two kid actors who were twin boys, brothers, who really only get just a few minutes of screen time, and that is Danny and Sonny Corbo, who play the little boy named Toby Walsh, who gets healed by Alice. The little screen time they had, I thought those two little boys were the best characters and had the best performances over everyone in the film. So great job, Corbo twins. I hope to see you both in future movies or TV shows. There was also another Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. alum who is in this movie. Actress Christine Adams, who plays Monica Slade, Finn's boss, who we see some in the film, and she gives a good performance as well. Christine Adams played S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Ann Weaver in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I like how for most of the film it uses cool colors such as blues, grays, and browns. At the end of the film, as the film is wrapping up after all the events have been resolved, we see a shot of some warmer colors such as a few greens, some yellows, and oranges. This movie was produced by Sam Raimi, who produces horror movies, and who also directed the 3 Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. These are all my positives, so now it's grading time. I'm going to give The Unholy an F. I remember when the trailers came out for this movie, and I watched the trailer, and it made this film look so awesome, and then after watching the film, it just fails on every level. I am so glad I did not waste my money and go to the movie theater to watch this film. I am glad I just watched it here at home. I will not be adding this piece of trash to my collection. If you guys like movies like this, then that's great. More power to you. I hope there are people out there that like this film. I'm just not one of them. This movie is an unholy disappointment. Okay, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to say good night. God bless. I love all of you. And I will see you all in the next video.